Box drill.
All right, so standard box drill, outside foot leading, moving forward, stance even, cruising towards the lead leg, towards the back leg, towards the rear leg. Boom, so box drill.
Switch.
Switching, you can be 50-50, more like traditional martial arts style, or you can do your tie switch, back foot lands first.
Shift.
Shifting basically just means walking in more of a stance. So we can shift forward and back. All directions are good to go.
Drop, shift, or dart.
So when we're here, I'm going to switch. My foot's going to step out, and then I'm going to pivot out around. So this is that dart footwork if we were hitting our dart punch. And then we can dart, close the door with our hook, dart, close the door with our hook. So that's that footwork pattern.
3 or 4 step, split, step.
Cool. So we can split, pivot off anything. So if I'm in my stance, I split, pivot, split, pivot, split, pivot. Now I can start adding a switch right before that. So I can go switch, pivot, or switch, switch, pivot, switch, switch, pivot. So if we get to 3, it would be switch, switch, pivot, switch, switch, pivot. Or 4, switch, 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 pivot, switch, 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 pivot.
Ollie shuffle.
Ollie shuffle, we're basically making little crescents behind us, circling around where our opponent would be. And we can kind of keep our hand low and start feathering out that jab, trying to look like Ali or Bruce Lee.
X step.
X step. So we're in our stance. Our rear foot's going to cheat up. How far we cheat depends on how far we need to go. This step can be just like a 2-inch step forward, or it can be my foot breaking the plane of my other foot. But this is going to give me that explosive ability to close distance. So when I'm here and somebody wants to fight on the outside, step, go. Step, go.
Knee lift, step, or tie hop.
Cool, so when we're tapping our foot, more tie style, if we've earned respect with our knees or with our teeth, we're going to use that same knee lift and then hop in behind it. So you'll see this a lot when you can get somebody dealing with those leg strikes up the middle, and you hop and then get to your elbow range or hop into your strikes. So using it kind of like a feint to cover your entry.
Diamond step.
Diamond step, Coach Alex Palma. I'm kind of bouncing around. My hip and shoulder stay neutral. I turn my foot to load me, and it's going to kick me off, and I want to move perfectly horizontally, almost like I'm changing lanes with a car. So I come up to that roadblock, boom, change lanes. Boom, change lanes. Boom, change lanes. Boom, change lanes.
Bump.
Bump. A bump basically means any time that my rear foot replaces my lead foot. So it could be a straight ahead bump, but normally what I'm talking about is the more dominant cruise style one, where my lead shoulder's going to dip and I'm going to start wrapping around my opponent. Boom. So I'm here. If my opponent's right on this spot, I just bump around. Bump around. And then if you want, just like dominant cruise, you can string together multiple bumps and bump, bump, bump to kind of cover distance and put them under pressure.
Lead leg pivot.
Lead leg pivot means that my rear foot is set and my lead leg is pivoting around the object. So it could be dropping into stance, lead leg following around. So basically like I finish my combo, boom, my lead leg pivots me into my next spot.
Rear leg pivot.
Rear leg pivot, exact opposite. Lead leg set in place, rear leg gets me around. Rear leg set in, lead leg set in place, rear leg gets me around.
Drop step.
Drop step is when I'm in my stance, and then I drop back into a long stance. So from even, I drop long. I can drop into my cross, I can drop into my jab, but either way I'm going from this more neutral standard stance to a long stance just by dropping back into it.
Step long.
Step long, I'm in my normal stance. I'm stepping from normal to my long stance. So I'm here, a step long. I can do that as I'm punching. You know, more boxing style, more kickboxing style. Or I can just step in to get to my long stance and then step back.
Hop back and forward.
When I'm in my stance, I literally will just take off both feet and hop, or hop to give ground. Both of these are really acceptable, and it's a good way of moving your stance right before another footwork pattern. So if I want to bump, but I'm not close enough, I can hop, bump. If I want to shift, but I don't feel like I've got the ground covered, I can hop, shift. Right? So those little hops can give us that little bit of ground. So if I'm trying to give ground and I want to shift, but I'm worried about getting caught in the middle of my shift, I hop first and then shift out.
Lead foot back, neutral, new lead.
Cool. So stance, starting neutral, I can go forward, neutral, forward, neutral, forward, neutral, forward, neutral, or alternatively I can go neutral, back, neutral, back, neutral, back, neutral, back. And then the 5-part version of this is I can go neutral, forward, long, forward, neutral, forward, long, forward, neutral, back, long, back, neutral, back, long, back, neutral, or I can go long, normal, neutral, normal, long, normal, neutral, back, long, back, neutral, forward, long, forward, neutral. So I can use both versions to move through my 5 stances.
Boom.